It's Easter Sunday, April 8th. Welcome to Pastor Bob Daly. I hope you're having a great Easter. If this is something you're watching after Easter, I hope you had a great Easter. We're just getting ready to feed the homeless, as we always do every Sunday, actually quite a few times during the week. But today we're having a big Easter Sunday celebration, and I'm very excited to spend the time with my houseless friends under the bridge. Michael from Facebook says, I am African American, and I have encountered much hostility from my own people because they see Christianity as a cultural weapon used to subjugate people, especially those of African descent. In fact, more than a few black people have left what they thought was Christianity and have embraced our African ancestral religions. Why didn't they see Jesus anymore? They saw religion. Please tell me your thoughts on this. And, wow, we could talk about this in a lot of countries around the world, not just our African American friends, but, there has been a problem with this for a long time. We get so confused when it comes to tradition that we almost feel like tradition has to be a part of our faith. And this has been the stranglehold of the church, especially the westernized church, for a long time. When people say, this is how you do your faith, you go to this kind of a building that's laid out like this, you have this kind of music, you dress this way, and when we lay out all of those things, whether you enjoy it or not, those are traditional things, not biblical things. One of the joys for me has been traveling internationally and seeing how a lot of different people celebrate their faith. But one of the frustrations for me is going into some places where I see they've been copying some of the American traditions and running into a lot of problems as a result. Sometimes they don't copy the better ones. Well, what about that? You see, Michael, this is what the problem really is, in its root, is that when we take away one's culture to embrace faith, sometimes we end up with something that's very unsatisfying. There's a reason that specific people feel good within their own cultures. An African American should embrace cultural heritage. And if, we're not blind to the differences. Everywhere you go around the world, you see that one culture is very different from another. But instead of trying to get everybody to be the same, especially in matters of faith, we ought to celebrate our diversity. And it's because we've refused to celebrate our diversity, we have people leaving. When we say, you need to look like me, you can't wear that, you need to sing this kind of music, etc., people start to feel ripped off. And I would be one of those that would want to embrace my heritage. I understand why they're leaving. The problem is, they need to take their faith with them. Now, I think it's great to celebrate your roots, to find out where you've come from, to not really maybe adopt the culture of another a country or even another culture within a culture, but to celebrate your own. I understand that. And as you do that, bring Jesus with you. Because he isn't culturally sensitive. He embraces everything. And the only requirement that he has is that we worship him in spirit and in truth. Now, that's important, isn't it? That you're true to the way you worship and that there's a spirit behind your worship. Not tradition, but a spirit behind your worship and truth behind your worship. So when you're following the Holy Spirit as he begins to guide you, instruct you, all of those things, folks, he's not instructing you in tradition. He's instructing you with the deeper things of God. 1 Corinthians chapter 2. So it's sad when people leave the Christian faith feeling like this is how the Christian faith is and I don't feel that way, so I have to leave it. What we ought to do is embrace other cultures and say, you can celebrate your faith any way you'd like. Here's the Bible, here's the guidebook. Tradition doesn't really matter that much. It's the faith that we have in Jesus Christ and the biblical principles that we live on. Well, I know that's a mouthful, and I know we could talk about this for weeks to come. But Michael, I hope that you too will embrace your heritage and that you'll bring Jesus with you. God bless you. Have a great day.